suggest a game.
Add player. Suggested. Invite. Close.
Okay, oh, so he joined. I accidentally closed the chat for that.
Oh, did you? The Red Bull one?
Rebel, I was like, why is there nothing here right now?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Alright, so Polt is ready. I'm just waiting on Hack, and Hack is ready, so let's go. Shrieking Breeze. It is.
That breeze, so loud.
Dat Breeze. Alright, so I guess I can update this because it's Polt versus Hack here, and it's 0-0 going into it. Startail Hack.
But they get in. Polt's like, yeah, I win 2-0. Let's go. I want to play.
Easy. Alright.
We're not playing Hack. Just leave.
Alright, I'll update the in-game thing while you do the intros.
That will indeed happen. So in the top left, from Team Startail, the Blue Terran, we have Hack. And his former Startail brother in the top right. Now, sponsored by CM Storm. Cooler Master, we have Polt. He's Red Terran, by the way.
He is.
Very colorful.
Very colorful. Very nice. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about this breeze here we've got?
This map looks really defensive, and I do not think either of the players will are. Just looking at the ramp, we have a single ramp, at least under natural, and then a pretty close off natural, even with a rock tower to knock down. So, oh, I see. There's two entrances.
Oh, cool.
There's 2 naturals. Oh, wow. This is an interesting map.
Yeah, so there's 2 entrances into your main base. Right side, left side. The left side one has the destructible rock tower there, so you can wall that area off. So
they do.
Yeah, that's really... Oh, they both do. What? What?
They both have a rock tower, so it's like you pick which one you want, and then you destroy the rocks at the other one.
Or just destroy both and go carriers.
Yeah.
Sit back.
Dude, that's what this map is for. I love this map. This is Sky Plus player.
Yeah.
This is the most fun. You just like turtle off through base and build an unbeatable army. This is the map I want to play on every day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is the perfect map for casuals, and could be good for competitiveness. I like the idea of having the 2 entrances in, because now it's like, now you actually have to like think a little bit more. And Polt's like, command center first. Hack's like, yeah, let's do it.
You also have to scout each base. Like if you're playing versus Zerg or something, you have to scout for the natural differently.
Mm-hmm.
So you go scout the natural. Okay, there's nothing there. Scout the other natural. Then go into their main.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird, but cool. Looks like Hack is also just going to be going to Greed Town.
I like it. The only Hack is expanding towards his opponent.
Yeah.
Doesn't realize it, but like, I mean, you just kind of think about it. It's like, all right, well, I pretty much have 2 naturals here, so.
Mm-hmm. You're kind of taking a chance either way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll expand towards them, sometimes you'll expand away. I don't know if it really matters all that much. Like, obviously, you'd rather go away, but your third is probably going to be towards them anyway, because the other third option is only a 6 mineral, 1 gas.
Oh, that is awesome.
So,
I'm liking this map a lot.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so Polt's going to be in here scouting first, and he sees we're doing the exact same build. He didn't get to see the command center on the low ground yet, but, you know, he's going to check the other expansion. Double C, okay. No, I mean, he saw the barracks. You know, he pretty much knows, going to double check the other natural and see, okay, did I miss it? And then he'll be like, yeah, okay, I missed it. We're doing the exact same build here. Marines pops
even
out.
just seeing the 2 barracks finishing at that time, he doesn't even really need to check. It's like, yeah, it's there. Pretty much assured. And Startail Hack also scouts in the right direction first time. It's like, oh, look at this, 2 racks. Okay, your gas is just going down right now. 2 gas right now. So, you know, the exact same timing as his own, which probably means it's mirrored builds.
Yeah, I mean, it is the exact mirrored thing. So it's going to be cool to see how these guys do against each other here. You know, doing the TVT on such a cool map. Very, very late game oriented there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. I think Startail Hack, I almost want to... I don't know. It's so weird, because, like, on one hand, you're like, well, it's expanding towards them is a little more risky, but, you know, you mine up that base quicker, and in the early game, it's not that big of a deal, and if you set up in that area first and then expand away, it's really safe. Like, it's just easier to defend your third at that point, which is a lot of times where you get attacked.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't think there's much disadvantage either way, whichever base you take.
No, yeah. And again, it's like still continuing pretty much mirrored matchup here. Like we're seeing factories go down pretty much the same time. They're adding on their tech labs. You know, we're seeing the start of the stim for both players here. Like this is really going to come down to how these players control things, what they're going to do to get that little slight advantage of each other, who's going to do the pressure first, who's going to be expanding for it first, those kind of things here.
Whoa. Hack already going for a third.
Nice.
He's like, you know, I want bases.
I want base. I got this free base right here next to me. Why would I not take this? Like,
just invest 400 minerals into a safe base? Yeah. Obviously, it's only like 8 Marines, man. If I have bunkers, I can more than compensate for that. GG, sir. GG. It's okay. And, you know, Polt here just decided to go for a quicker starport, which I think I probably prefer a little bit. Like, that quick of a third is maybe excessive. That's just a little too much of a risk.
Yeah, I mean, well, then again, it's like, you know, these are new maps. People are not as familiar with them. Like, I don't think most players have even had a chance to look over them, except for this morning, because they were pretty much announced this morning. You know, I was expecting them last night, maybe around midnight or something, but no, it was like pretty much this morning you get to see the maps. But a lot of Marines coming out here for Polt, you know, adding on additional barracks, delaying his third in all of this, but he's just like ramping up the production. We see even 2 more barracks getting thrown into the mix here, so really wants to kind of shove it down his opponent's throat in the near future. But Hack's already got the tanks starting to pop out. His first one sieging up there at the natural, and Marine's going to be, you know, positioning himself to help spot drops right now.
Which is just awesome positioning here from Hack. I really like seeing Terrans do this. 1 or 2 Marines out on the map is not a huge deal. Unless you've got like 20 Marines out there scouting for drops, it's probably not going to make a big difference in the engagement. In a matchup where positioning and upgrades are way more important than just missing 2 Marines. So, pretty sweet there from him. I do like that Polt is moving out. You know, he doesn't know that he's taking that his opponent's taking a really quick third, but it's going to allow him to pressure and, you know, even just see what his opponent's doing. Be like, oh, okay, you did take the sweet, really fast third. Okay, well, now I can respond to that. Do what I need to do to beat that.
Exactly, yeah. And even Pokes-Ups got to see that there was the siege tank there, so he's like, all right, I don't want to, you know, go in and just end up losing all of my Marines for free. But still applying pressure, making his opponent kind of nervous that these are out there. I don't believe so he's not scanned and seen the third yet, but he will lift up and ignite those afterburners and just kind of scoot his way on over there.
Yep, but the 2 medevacs are scouted by a Marine, so Polt, instead of doing some good damage at the third, has to just unload his medevacs, kill a single Marine, and now he's going to have to run away because he simply can't walk up a ramp into siege tanks. So, you know, Hack really just having those Marines pay off.
Yeah, I mean, behind this we see that, you know, Polt is just now starting his third base. So even though, you know, he's had all this extra production here, you know, adding on the double reactor onto his 2 additional barracks, but, you know, not having that extra economy is putting him a little bit slightly behind all this. But again, still trying to make something happen, loads up and will ignite on around. But again, Hack always positioning those Marines to help spot for those drops.
Yeah, he's done a great job with that. And now Polt is consolidating his army. This is what that Zerg player should have done. Can't remember who it was. Who was that? Sleep. That's right. Sleep kind of just had his armory all over the place. 2 different groups. This is not that. He's, you know, getting all his Marines and tanks together with his medevacs. Gonna be able to do a pretty solid push here. Wow, sensor turret. Hack is just going defense. Wow. It's like we're at a football game and people are holding up those signs. Like, it's intense, man. He's all about the defense. Oh, this could be a really good engagement for Polt, though. He got in before the tanks were sieged, but I don't know. Yeah, it's. I don't even know who won that.
I mean, pretty much both of them traded off pretty much evenly. The problem is that with all these extra Marines, it's going to be tough. And yeah, I mean, not, you know, Hack still has the double tanks, while Polt only was able to save 1, I believe there. Oh no, he got to save 2 as well. So both, yeah, it was pretty much completely even trade-off between each other there. Like, not too bad. Both players kind of scouting off. You know, Polt's lost a little bit more resources overall, losing a few more Marines and stuff. But his third base is now established. Now there is a drop swinging on over here for Hack to try to do some damage to Polt's base. So
yeah, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this drop. The chances of it getting crushed and just doing nothing are pretty high, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Like, this drop did nothing absolutely nothing.
I don't
he's
even
just
think he
throwing
killed a single Marine too, because
No,
the
I don't think
medevac
he did.
killing. Yeah.
So that was not a good drop, and I mean, Hack's up in supply, or he was, and now is not. But it was because of SCVs, not Marines. Polt actually had a Marine advantage there, so he really just cannot be dropping at that point, and he gets punished for it. Now, I mean, Polt's really ahead. He's just waited long enough with his opponent having an extra base. He waited long enough, did a little bit of damage, but also in crushing that drop, you know, there's no way that Polt's behind. No. That's what I'm trying to say here.
No, that's exactly it. And you know, Polt's trying to push up there, apply a little bit of pressure to his opponent, you know, sieging up at the natural at the same time. He had a drop full of Marines, taking out the rocks at the third base, but Hack is sending his own dropship over to Polt's natural here. So, you know, things are going to get a little bit dicey soon, but that one turret, it's actually working out pretty well. And, ooh, ignites the afterburner, but only 3 Marines are able to get out of there, but they'll still do a good amount of damage by themselves.
Yeah, 3 Marines is still better than, you know, a bunch of SCVs, so it's not going to be too awful. It's still, you know, losing 5 of those Marines while still in the dropship does hurt. They're still alive right now, though. Oh, no, okay, so Marines go back and clean those up. Polt now throwing up more turrets as the other one looks like it was taken out by those 3 Marines, really. Wow, they just, like, went for the turret instead of SCVs.
Yeah, at the same time, like, Polt's little drop that was trying to take out the rocks got cleaned up, no problem. Didn't even get to kill the rocks there, but, so now, like, Polt's kind of locked down the natural. Neither player can really move in and out at this point in time here, so Polt's able to start macroing up behind it, and, you know, still a little bit of pressure here. Marines killing each other off, but looking upgrade-wise, that's going to be a big thing here. You know, both of the Bioforce sitting at 1-1. You know, we see +2s coming out, but the tanks are already sitting at +1 for the mech there for Hack, while Polt's +1 just now starting for that.
Polt is just behind in upgrades. This isn't something I noticed before, but in a matchup that's just really positioning and upgrade based, that's just really bad for Polt. Like, +2 weapons is already finished for Hack. Polt's is about a third of the way done, and he's only just started armor. You know, Polt's weapons is going to be done before Hack's armor, but still, that's pretty rough. And again, you pointed it out, the siege weapons are so far behind from Polt. Hack's, you know, a good way into his +2, and Polt's just halfway down +1.
And yeah, Hack looks like he was going to try to swing around to, you know, make something happen, but Polt scanned it, saw that, and, you know, forced Hack to come back home. But it's like, Polt really doesn't have that scary of a force outside of his opponent's base, but having those 5 tanks positioned there, it's not easy to kind of go in and fight that. At the same time,
with the medevac giving vision. Oh, wow, this could be so good for Polt if he just picks off these tanks with his Marines. Oh, wow, 2 pretty much free tanks right there for Polt. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, very, very smart. You know, being able to scan and see where that army is, and now he's going to be able to get out reinforced with that tank and stuff. Losing a lot of forces in the process, though, but still, you know, not doing too bad. These little engagements actually very, very important. Oh, lost a medevac for free, but
it's just obliterated. It walked over, and the Marines are like, no, I don't think so. Just blew it up. So Polt here, or sorry, Hack actually taking an expansion in the bottom left. Pretty nice move. I like that he's not taking the 6 mineral base. Like, it's just not worth it, really. Yeah. when that base isn't even much safer than the other ones, you might as well just take the good base. I think another medevac for Polt there was just lost pretty, you know, inefficiently, obviously. Losing your medevacs for free is not very efficient. You see upgrades are about to finish here for both players. +3 attack is already halfway done here for Hack, and like +2 just finished for Polt. He's so far behind. Ah, Polt, what are you doing? This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he basically lost 2 tanks for free, sending a lot of Marines forward, and, you know, Marines doing a good job busting their way through, but at the same time, Hack is like, all right, I'm going to go in at your base now, and he's going to crush through, get into the third base there, and now we're going to see a very, very interesting situation start to occur where the Marines are locking down all the production here. There's a tank in there at the same time. The Marines trying to do what they can at Hack's base, but there's still a lot of tanks for Polt over here, and he's going to start locking down the production, and we're going to start seeing a nice little trade-off here. At the same time, though, Hack still has that hidden base in the bottom corner.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal, but I mean, neither player really has any production at this point. They need to lift out their buildings, stop producing units out of them, because there's no point at that point. At least these southern buildings for Polt should be lifted up and try to get out. Actually, Hack seems like he's going to hold his base with some nice tank positioning, and Polt's tanks really being kind of awkward. Oh, maybe not.
Taking a lot of damage to Marines were, but he's still able to crush that tank, get in there. But again, like you mentioned, all the production of Polt's now gone. He's got pretty much one lone tank and a lot of SCVs that he's going to try to fight here, but, you know, looks like
he's going to clean it up.
Wow, not doing bad.
That tank was so important. You know, the tank here from Hack just wasn't in the fight. Now it's getting taken out by some SCVs of all things.
At the same time.
It looks like has just kind of taken over his opponent's base while he's stabilizing his own. So I don't know if Hack's in a winnable position. He's down in supply now, and he's got more workers than his opponents. So it's just a huge army deficit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation, though, because all the tanks are going to get cleaned up now.
Wow, yeah.
And so both players pretty much lost their main fighting force, but Hack has still a good amount of production left. Like, Polt has to rebuild pretty much his entire production with the exception of, like, 2 barracks and 1 lone factory there. So, you know, both players are scrambling to get a production set up, and Polt's going to be taking his own expansion, you know, grabbing that little less mineral patch one there with the 1 geyser. So, not bad, but at the same time, you know, even throwing down a barracks down at that hidden space, Hack is like, all right, I need every little bit right now. But he does not have the bank that Polt has.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even realize Polt had such a huge bank. But at the same time, Hack has a better economy. Well, he did. Now he's at 32 SCVs to 48. I've been operating under the assumption that Hack had way more workers. That's not the case. Polt's actually in a really nice spot here, if that's the case. He's kind of losing supply a bit, but that's because he's finishing his production like you were talking about. Hack here making a nice move, dropping this expansion. I have to question, you know, Polt's decision to put his base here as opposed to the southern location. This is just not as safe.
No, and especially with that drop style of play, it just paid off. You know, he is able to save it, though. Just barely. That will be planetary soon. That's going to be a little bit easier, but looks like we see an SCV heading over to try to scout and see, okay, now where are your expansions? And looks like he will be able to find that hidden base down there, but Banshees are the transition that Hack's going for. He's got Cloak coming out now and starting to produce them, you know, 2 at a time here, getting more medevacs, but there we see a big wave of Marines. Oh!
I don't know about that one, buddy. That did not go well for Polt. Just lost a bunch of Marines for free. I don't know if he's going to be able to defend this base against this army from Hack if Hack pushes out, which doesn't look like he is. Just going to say, so Avenge just logged back on.
Of course.
Took till now.
And that SCV that Polt sent down to the corner went through all of the outside expansions, but never went up to that base, so he doesn't really know.
There's something going back to that base, so maybe it's going to go in, and he'll finally figure out how Hack is still having money, but at that point, he's already gotten so much from it. Still pretty funny. Yeah. Polt's still in a fine position, though. He's got a pretty solid army here, a good amount of tanks, and the upgrades are more or less going to be even in a moment.
Yeah, I mean, both players kind of locked in for that tank battle, but this kind of leaves Polt where he can't really defend his planetary as much. He's got 2 tanks on the outside, but there are the Cloaked Banshees going to come in and start doing some serious work against all of the tanks, and that's going to be a huge step up for Hack in this position. You know, he's going to have to really rely on the Marines to scan, get in, and if he charges in, he gets into tank fire, so this is a really good spot here for Hack.
Yeah, we'll see him pull back at his tanks a little bit or something, but I don't know. Wow, that was a big mistake there from Hack, just flying his Banshees into the Marines while while Scan was still going. So losing that Banshee, and then the second one goes down pretty much for free as well. A little painful there. Looks like that base moved.
Yeah, it looks like
came in to look at it.
A drop came in there and was able to kind of scare it away, kind of thing. So he sees, like, all right, there's a barracks there, but all the SCVs just were like, all right, cool, we'll just move down here and start mining down here.
I don't know what happened, but I think Hack just moved that base for no reason, and then Polt scouted it and didn't see a base. It was like, oh, I guess you haven't had this, but here we go. Is Polt going in? No. Looked like he would there for a second. I just want to point out, he does have an upgraded advantage right now. 3-3 for Polt, 3-2 for Hack, and equal siege tank upgrades. So pretty good, actually, in this position for Polt. He does also have a Marine advantage by
but the other thing too is, like, look at the production tab. It's like, you know, +3 mech is getting started up here. He's getting tanks. He's getting 11 Marines at a time and expanding, while Hack's like, all right, yeah, I'm producing a couple more Marines, producing tanks, but he's barely hanging in with his income right now. Yes, he's got, you know, 43 SCVs and stuff, but he's got, like, no money. Well, Polt still has like 900 banked up right now.
Oh, nicely done there by Hack, though, killing off that base with 3 dropships worth of Marines. I think those dropships are now going to go into the 3rd? No. He sees the turret and just kind of says, nah, I don't think I'll risk it. Especially since Polt's army was being pulled into that location. Hack now backing up with his forward force. Polt killing his own rocks.
We don't need those anymore. Oh, missile turrets almost coming down to the, the medevac's almost going down to the missile turrets there. But now tanks repositioning. That base is pretty much going to be forfeit. We see like mass repair trying to get used, but that planetary is not long for this world. Marines trying to find an angle, but
it's like the first time I've ever seen a planetary actually shoot a tank. That just happened.
Extra range is helpful.
Yeah, pretty much. And Hack blocking his tanks close enough to do it. That's pretty hard to do. What is going on? Okay, I see. Looks like this one Marine is going after that base.
It's a hero Marine.
Instead of killing the SCVs, he's just No! Surrounded by SCVs and brutally murdered.
But Polt's got his main fighting force swinging around. Will clean up a dropship full of units, and now Hack is now going to have to be the one on the defensive. Going to run back home, try to make something happen. But like, if Polt grabs both of his forces, because he still has that huge chunk over by his natural there, and a little dangerous.
There's so many, and here we go. He's pushing into this base, just taking advantage of his upgrades and destroying that army. GG.
GG. That was only game 1, guys.
Yeah.
That was only game 1 there.
This is why their TVT is actually fun to cast. Position based and really micro heavy, just super exciting.
Giving Polt the 1-0 lead right now. That was a fun map, though. That was our first time getting to see the... What was that map called?
Shrieking Breeze.
Shrieking Breeze. Yeah, Shrieking Breeze is a cool map. Having all of those... looks like Blitzkrieg is the map that we're going to be watching.
Okay.
So let me jump in and get that. TLMC. Blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg. Oh, you Germans.
Alright, make referee. Invite Hack to game.
I just... Loop! Man, reality is so useful.
Alright, and you have to suggest Polt again. I don't
okay.
I guess I should have added him, but... Hold on.
You're just weak.
Slacking. Right.
Slacker. You're not NanMan, you're the slack man.
Alright. So as you guys can see, it's currently 1-0 right now. If you guys are ever wondering the score, we've got the little score overlay below my screen there. And it also will be on the main overlay inside of the regular game. But yeah, really exciting TVT with Hack and Polt. Like, very, very even. Like, they pretty much were doing the exact same builds at the start of the game. And it was all came down to positional stuff at the end and how well they traded off and stuff. So, and Polt says ready, and Hack says ready. So let's jump into it.
I even, like, speaking to that, I went and looked at the units produced and all that stuff, and like efficiency with units, and Polt was just higher. That was why he won that game. He just had better engagements. Because Hack actually made more units and mined more, so he's certainly having more stuff. Just didn't use it quite as well as Polt did.
No, but that's okay. That happens. There's still a very long, drawn-out game. Could have gone either way there, but let's jump into it while I update things. Why don't you do those